Alright, let's dive into the messy world of editing footage where time seems to disappear the moment you start dragging files. Creative video tech is moving at a breakneck speed these days, with a new AI tool popping up practically every single week. It gets tough to keep up, and while generative AI is flashy, the real pain point for most of us isn't creativity, but cost and time. Big, clunky models often feel expensive and fiddly, ultimately eating into your workflow instead of actually making it faster. As editors, we know that time is our most precious commodity, so we need task-based tools that handle the boring parts for us. That is exactly where a tool like Vizard steps in to try and solve these common headaches. Instead of losing an entire weekend cutting 1-hour talks into tiny clips, Vizard scans the footage and finds the gems automatically. It even handles the scheduling side of things so you can keep your channels active without having to babysit the upload button. I gave the platform a serious test drive, so let's break down the honest truth about what it nails and where it struggles. Full disclosure, I got access to test this tool, but I am going to be blunt about both the good and the rough spots. At its core, Vizard is an AI-powered engine that scans long-form video, hunts for attention-grabbing moments, and spits out shareable clips. It focuses on 3 main things: auto-editing viral clips, setting your post frequency, and managing everything in a master calendar. But it does a little more than just those bullets, like organizing takes and giving you various edit options to export back to your software. I started by opening my editing sequence and feeding my raw footage directly into the Vizard workflow. If you are organized with your file structure, the tool handles raw files and multicam clips, generating fast proxies that keep everything snappy. That proxy feature is a massive time saver because it means you aren't stuck waiting around for massive files to upload. After importing, the AI generates a project overview complete with topic tags and suggested highlights based on your content. If you are stuck, you can actually chat with the platform and ask it to find specific moments, like when you mentioned a specific topic. Imagine having a fully searchable index of every single take without having to manually scrub through hours of footage. I tested it by creating a few different edits, ranging from a 60-second short to a longer highlights reel. The platform generates multiple edit candidates, and swapping between them is instant, which lets you experiment with different feels. It even keeps a revision history, so you can easily revert to an earlier edit if you find that it worked better. One of my favorite features was pasting in a script and having the AI assemble a rough cut based on those specific lines. While scripted mode is still being refined, it got me about 70% of the way to a finished assembly in record time. When you have separate audio tracks or stacked takes, Vizard displays them in line, which keeps you from getting lost in source bins. Exporting back to your main editing suite is seamless, and the relinking process to high-res files is surprisingly painless. This workflow feels natural, and it does not force you to break the editing rhythm you have worked so hard to establish. Now, let's talk about the wins, starting with speed, because the platform responds quickly to every single request. If you had to wait minutes after every small tweak, it would kill your momentum, but that simply isn't an issue here. The chat-style clip finder is another brilliant feature for long interviews, saving hours of manual scrubbing. And the auto-schedule content calendar is a total life hack for creators who want consistency without needing an assistant. On the flip side, what isn't perfect? Well, the tool definitely performs best when your source audio is clean and speaker-focused. If you are cutting dense cinematic montages or noisy location shoots, it won't replace your creative grading or sound design. It is built for podcasters, course creators, and anyone who wants to turn long-form talk into snackable social content. I also ran into some limitations with transcript access, especially when searching across multiple files that weren't merged. It is a manageable friction point, but you should be aware that you might need to organize your imports for the best results. Compared to other suites that try to do everything, Vizard stays focused on the boring tasks we all love to hate. It isn't trying to replace your creative direction. It is just trying to remove the busy work so you can focus on the story. If you create a lot of long-form content, this is a tool that will absolutely pay for itself in time saved. Even if you are a high-end filmmaker, it can still help you manage promo clips and keep your social schedule on point. My final verdict is that it earned a spot in my toolkit because it respects my workflow and delivers real results. If you want to see if it fits your process, check the free tier and run a couple of long videos through it yourself. I have dropped a link in the description where you can sign up and test all of these features out. If this helped you out, hit like and check out my other video comparing even more AI tools to find your perfect match. That is it for today, so keep making stuff you love and let the machines handle the boring parts.